So we are looking at how to list the subset of a set. So all the subset of a set, we call it the power set. Power set. So when we talk about the power set of a given set, it refers to all the subsets of that particular set. So how do we list all the subsets of a given set? Let's look at this example, the one that we looked earlier. We said that with the nuclear family, we have what? The father, the mother, and what? Children or child. Children. Good. So if I pick the father as a set, the father becomes what? A subset of the nuclear family, because the father can be found in the nuclear family. Similarly, if I pick the mother as a set, the mother becomes what? A subset of the nuclear family. More also, if I pick the children, children also becomes what? A subset of the nuclear family. I can decide to pick the father and then the mother. This set also becomes what? A subset of the nuclear family. I can also decide to pick the father and then what? Children. And this set also becomes what? A subset of the nuclear family, because in the nuclear family, you can see father and then children. So this set also becomes what? A subset of the nuclear family. I can also decide to combine what again? Children and then what? The mother. And this also becomes what? A subset of the nuclear family. I can also decide to combine all the three of them. And this set also becomes what? A subset of the nuclear family. So in listing the subset of the nuclear family, what we are going to do is that we first list the set itself, which is the father, the mother, the children. We list the set itself. Then after that, we take each of the elements within the set and then we put them in the curly brackets. So that is how we find the subset of a given set. That is how we list all the subsets of a given set, which is called what? The power set. So let's take more examples and then see how it goes. Now, one key thing that you have to take note when listing the power set of a given set, or when you are listing the subset of a given set, note these things down. The null set is a subset of every set. The null or the empty set is a subset of every set. And then 2, the set itself is a subset unto itself. So you have every set is a subset of itself. So these are the key things or key important things you have to take note when you are talking about all power sets or when you are listing all the subsets of a given set. So the first subset that you have to list is what? The null set, followed by what? The set itself, before you take each of the elements one after the other. Is that clear? Good. Let's take our first example. So we have, let's say, set A. Consider set A, which contains the element. Let's call it set Y, which contains the element A and then B. We want to find the power set of what? Y. In other words, you want to list all the subsets of what? Y. So in listing all the subsets of Y, which is called the power set of Y, So we draw our big curly brackets. So as I said, the first subset that you have to list is what? The empty or the null set. So we have the empty set. And then the next thing that you are supposed to list is what? The set itself. So this is the set itself. So you have A and then B. And then after that, you take the individual elements within the set, you place it in a nice curly bracket. So we have A, you put it in a nice curly bracket, then you move on to B, you put it inside a nice curly bracket. Then after that, you combine the elements together. So we have AB. Good. But I realize that we have AB here. So there's no need of writing this AB again. So we have to do what? Clean it. Good. So these are all the subsets that can be formed from what? This particular set Y. How many subsets did we get? We had 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see that the number of power of subset Y is equal to what? 4. It means we have 4 subsets. Are you following? Good. Let's take another example. The elements, all the subsets, sorry, you want to list all the subsets of what? Q. In other words, you want to find the power set of what? Q. Good. So what we are going to do is that the power set of Q, we are going to what? List all the subsets that can be formed from what? Set Q. So as I said earlier on, you first have to what? List the null set because it is a subset of every set. Then after that, you will list what? The set itself. So you have A, B, and then C because every set is a subset of itself. Then after that, we take each of the elements within the set, we put it in a nice curly bracket. So we have what? A, we have what? B, we have what? C. Is that all? Then after that, we combine the elements within the set. So we have AB, AC, BC. I guess you are following. So we have AB. Then we move on to what? AC. And then what again? We move on to what? BC. So how many subsets did we get? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So these are all the subsets that can be formed from this particular set Q. So the number of subsets. So the number of subsets is what? Good. So the number of subsets that can be formed from this set Q is what? 8. And this is how we also list the subset of a given set. Now, if you want to find the number of subsets, the number of what? Subset, the keywords for number of subsets of a given set, we are going to use the formula 2 raised to the power n, where n is what? The number of what? Elements. So we have number of elements number of elements. So assuming they ask you to find the number of elements of set Q, we are going to use which formula? 2 raised to the power n, where n is the number of what? Elements. So we know that the number of elements in set Q is what? 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 raised to the power 3. And 2 raised to the power 3 gives us what? 8. To realize that after counting all the subsets, we had how many subsets? We have what? 8. So to find the number of subsets, you use the formula 2 raised to the power n, where n is the number of elements within that particular set. Let's take 2 more examples on this. So let's take it that you have set, let's say set A, it contains the elements 1, 2, 3, and then 4. We want to find the number of subsets. So we have to find the number of subsets of set A. This one, it is telling us to find the number of subsets. You don't have to list. You have to state the number, just the number. So don't stress yourself listing it. So I said that to find the number of subsets, we use what? 2 raised to the power of n. So we know that the number of power of subset of A is given as what? 2 raised to the power n, where n is the number of elements within that particular set. So realize that we have how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 raised to the power 4. And we know that 2 raised to the power 4 is the same as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 gives us 4, 4 times 2 gives us 8, 8 times 2 gives us 4. So let's look at the next example. Let's take it that you have set K, which contains the elements red and then blue. And then we have to do what? We have to find the number of subsets. So we have number of power of subset of what? Q. Power set of Q. The number of power set of Q, which means that we have to find the number of what? Subset of Q. So I said that to find the number of subsets, we use what? 2 raised to the power n, where n is the number of elements within that set. So you know that this set contains how many elements? 1 and then 2. So we have 2 raised to the power 2, which is equal to 2 times 2, and that gives us 4. So if we are to list all the subsets of Q, we are going to get what? 4 subsets. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.